horrible news about AOC. I mean, she's been the darling of the Democrat Party for how long now? Remember that tax the rich dress that she wore? Well, she's being hit now with fines. This is like kind of a big deal. This was kind of a scam at the time. We're all like, what is she doing going to this dinner that costs like $30,000 a ticket? And the boyfriend went too. And she's all dressed up like the little princess going to the ball there, apparently in thousands and thousands of dollars worth of paraphernalia, right? The dress, the shoes, the jewelry, etc. And here's the kicker. Like she tried to like get around it. She was like, okay, well, I'll pay you back. And then she wasn't even paying them back. She's like trying to skip town on the bills. Oh, true communist for you, right? Somebody else's problem. Let somebody else pay. So they did this 26-page report. And basically they found that she was trying to accept all kinds of gifts, right? All kinds of gifts via rented apparel, but she wasn't actually even itemizing these things correctly. So I guess that the gown, believe it or not, was worth just thousands and thousands of dollars. And so they were trying to get away with like what you would possibly pay on Rent the Runway. And so it was a much smaller number. She wanted to pay just $1,000 for the boyfriend's goodies that he got, but apparently there was a much, much larger price tag on it. And we haven't even gotten into the $35,000 thing, right? Apparently you kind of can accept something if it's for charity. And so Anna Wintour was trying to give her this $35,000 a ticket thing. I don't know. The whole thing was super suspicious. But then what got even worse was that she didn't even bother to pay her bills when they were due. So, for example, the designer of that Tax the Rich dress apparently was a African-American woman. She's trying to support minorities with their work. And they had come to some kind of agreement for what she was going to pay for the dress. And then she never even paid the bills. So like the vendors were like, hey, apparently whoever designed the handbag was like, hey, are you going to pay for this? Are you going to pay for this? Are you going to pay for this? And I guess AOC really didn't have any intention of paying for it. But why does that not surprise me? Why does that not surprise you? Like, this is kind of how it works, right? This is the whole communist thing. It's somebody else's problem. And so, she feels not compelled in any way, shape, or form to actually carry her own weight, or in this case, pay for her own dress. I mean, she wants to go to the ball, but God forbid she pay the bill. So now she's getting hit with all these fines. But I kind of don't think it's enough. I mean, she was obviously skirting the ethics rules. Then they agreed that she was going to pay the money, and then she didn't pay the money. Come on. I mean, again, I guess it's to be expected for a socialist. And you know what? I'll tell you, the Democrats are really struggling right now because all they got are socialists, or communists for that matter. AOC herself out there backing this man Dami is just a disaster. He wants to actually decommodify housing. Or he doesn't want you to be able to own a home, and somehow he thinks that's going to help New York City. Wow. He just got married over the weekend, by the way, at some palatial estate that his family owns in Uganda. I mean, this is like champagne communism on steroids. Give me a break. Anyway, AOC loves him, of course.
I think a lot of people just need to get to know folks before they issue an endorsement. And I hope that this conversation can be constructive to bringing the party together and rallying behind our nominee.
Oh, wow. Oh, you just need to get to know him. You just need to know he's really and truly going to take all your money and redistribute it to everyone that he sees fit. This is what these people are doing. I mean, case in point, she wants to wear a multi-$1,000 gown, have it designed especially for her, but she does not want to have to pay the bill. Okay? They always want somebody else to pay. All those private jets that she and Bernie go on for their Fight the Oligarchy tour, somebody's paying for those, but not AOC, not Bernie Sanders. This is the whole problem, right? With socialism over and over again. You see it throughout history. And yet she likes this Memdani. She wants him to win. There's another one, another commie out in, I guess, Minneapolis that they're pushing too. AOC thinks that this is going to send Democrats a message.
We have a choice to listen to that message that people are sending us or not. This isn't just about Mr. Mamdani as an individual. This is about the message that the people of New York City are trying to send to our party.
I just have to say, if that guy wins, I'm really, really, really glad I got out of New York City when I did. I mean, I'm really glad for a variety of reasons. I was fortunate enough to get out before 2020. But wow, I mean, just think of what it's going to do to real estate values. Think about it. Everybody who can leave will leave. You get AOC, who basically lost out on thousands of jobs that were going to pay six figures. They were big money jobs from Amazon, right? Because she didn't want it in Queens. Because, God forbid, we actually have jobs from a corporation. We don't want those. No. Don't you see? We're supposed to work for the government. And then when you work for the government, then they can decide who is successful and who is not. So this woman is a total deadbeat. This woman is skipping out on bills that she owes to vendors, small-time designers, minority designers that helped her out so she could go to Anna Wintour's big shindig and make a big name for herself with Tax the Rich. Turns out, though, she's not going to pay for anything. Again, it gets back to the whole root cause of their problem. And I'll tell you this, they're realizing that they're in trouble over there on that communist network, shall we say. What shall we call it? Socialist if we're being friendly? I'll just call it a communist network. MSNBC, Reverend Al Sharpton is talking about how, maybe they do need to look at socialism right about now. Woo!
And speaking of polling, a new Wall Street Journal poll shows Democrats getting their lowest approval number among voters in 35 years, with Republicans outperforming them by nearly 20 points. How big of a red flag should this be for Democrats a year before the midterms? And what can they do to improve their perception among voters?
It's red everywhere, Rev. And it's not just a red flag. This is a blaring red alarm that Democrats should not ignore. And I say that thinking about how angry people are, because Democrats specifically ran on a platform in 2024 about how dangerous Donald Trump is, how he would lead an authoritarian type of regime in this administration, and how he is now acting on that. And Democrats have yet to formulate an explicit, comprehensive response to someone that they identified as a threat. They're not treating him as a threat. There's these attempts to use normal tactics in politics that no longer apply to the playbook or the reality that we're experiencing. And I think it's important for Democrats to listen to this and recalibrate, even including how they treat candidates who do excite voters, who do expand the number of people engaging in elections. And of course, I'm talking about New York City mayoral candidate, the Democratic nominee, Zohran Mamdani. The fact that Democrats have not overwhelmingly endorsed his campaign and then see this type of polling, which show them down, means that they need to reset themselves, not only in responding to Donald Trump, but also in engaging younger candidates who are expanding the base and exciting the public, because that's something that they're going to need critically in 2026.
In other words, just turn to communism, and then you can get the youth vote, and everything will be just great. Wow. I mean, I get that their poll numbers are down. I get that they're doing really, really badly. I get that Donald Trump is going up in the polls. Gosh, again, he just got that massive trade deal done with the EU. It comes on the heels of the one he did with Japan just last week. I mean, it's like win after win after win. So that's your answer? You're just going to throw in the towel and say, to hell with it, to hell with America, to hell with capitalism. We're going to turn to these crazy socialists like AOC. Yeah, guys, that's how bad it is in the Democrat Party. Another example, this guy, I don't know if he's still on MSNBC or not, but he was speaking about this recently. Listen in.
When you fight, you're going to piss somebody off, excuse me. And so I think, when Donald Trump won in 2016, I spent the next year talking to all sorts of people, trying to understand how did this guy win the presidency when he ran. He was opposite everything Republicans told me that they wanted in a president. And the number one through line was he fights. And what Democrats are now demanding of their leaders is that they know, I think Democratic party faithful, they know that that their leaders are in the minority, that there's not much that they can do. But you're just going to sit there and just let this happen? We need you to stand up and fight. Give voice to the fear and the anger and the frustration that's out there in the country, not just among Democrats, but just Americans who see this chipping away at democracy that they don't like. So you have to fight, and don't worry about ticking someone off or hurting a certain constituency. In the end, it's about saving the country, saving our democracy, and then you can, put the pieces back together later. But I think Beto O'Rourke is absolutely right. If Democrats aren't willing to fight now, then it's going to be too late come 2028. Stop waiting for a savior. You are your own savior.
Fight? I mean, that's some really loaded language, don't you think? They want to fight, fight, fight. In other words, they hate Donald Trump so much. They hate the success that he's seeing, that he's having, that they've got to double down and fight. They've got to resist, even if it means basically standing in the face of actual law. I mean, I'm thinking about the sanctuary cities, et cetera, and mayors that are taking on enormous risks, like the mayor in Chicago or the mayor in they have out in Los Angeles, Karen Bass, or you think about Michelle Wu in Boston. I mean, look, even the New York City mayor, Eric Adams, is running into this. They are willing to just fight no matter what because they do not want him to succeed. And yet he's succeeding really and truly in spite of all of them. And, they can double down on AOC all they want. I don't think that is going to end well for them. I think that's going to be kind of, how shall we say, quite a disaster, right?